How's it going, guys? So I want to bring in a little bit of extra information regarding Cyberpunk 2077. As of this moment, there really is not much known about it. There has been few interviews going through, and few things have been said. Right, one of these has been said by the CD's Project Red Cyberpunk 2077's quest designer Philip Weber noted that the quest designs are more complex in some areas, thanks to there often being a variety of ways to complete missions. This is what he said in exact quotes. As a quest designer, I now have to consider the different new opportunities we offer, like using net running skills and etc. And how using those often gives you more, as an example, 3 to 5 in some cases, ways how to solve a quest or challenges within a quest. This naturally makes quest design more complex in some areas, but it's honestly great fun to do. So, this little bit of information like this is, as an example, already shows a brighter light in the future for it to be a replayability value. For the people and anybody else who the players, that would like to experience different variations of the endings and perhaps different variations of the outcome on this particular quest or a mission whatsoever, perhaps even a side mission, right? Like The Witcher 3 done it well, very well in fact, and had a very interesting tie-in to the main quest as well. Some cases it would not tie in, but still had a very compelling, different sort of quest to it. And so that was very, very entertaining to play through and to watch as well, and it made it very appealing for many people to retry again and again, perhaps maybe not retry as like a failing opportunity, or perhaps to retry because they want to see different variations of how this quest can go on about. Maybe from the start to the finish, at very first beginning of the game, right, you have to make a quick choice, you do so, and it can be completely different ending at the very end. It's like what would you call it, a butterfly effect. You do one thing, you go to the next thing, and you choose again. Detroit Become Human done it with the butterfly effect. They even, particularly even mentioned it and even showed it off. This time, CD's Project Red Cyberpunk 2077 does it somewhat similar, perhaps. I'll be honest, I'm sure it's not going to be exactly up to the standards of the Detroit Become Human, because obviously Detroit Become Human is all about that, decision making. But Cyberpunk 2077 it still tries to go into that variations of the quest design, as it appears to be very, very interesting. Now, also by the quest designer himself, he mentioned Philip Weber, that's his name. Yeah, he has stated that, using, for example, net running skills and opportunities, like you can try out and see how it go about, and maybe because of that, obviously you can't exactly take on, whatever skill you take, right? That's the approach you're going to go for. Right, it's already kind of, as I mentioned, right, at the beginning, you're going to make a decision, and that's how it's going to be an outcome. So every time, perhaps, when you choose a net running skill, you take it, you can only go with net running opportunities. Unless, of course, if you upgrade something else on top of that, perhaps, I'm sure it's not going to be exactly like that, but obviously, you will see different opportunities, different variations in the quest and the mission and design, right? And see how anything to everything can be unfold right in front of you, or perhaps you would not even expect something as a big surprise will be. And it will be actually, I'll be honest, I think it will be very, very revolutionary. The Witcher does it well. I mean, it didn't have like an opportunity for you to choose whatsoever way you want to go approaching things. For example, at the beginning, you choose what kind of sort of skills. Obviously, it's completely different. It's more of an orientation of the single player, fixed character, right? He himself is the character that you are playing as, right? You're not him. He is himself. Wow, that made total sense. So Geralt, right, for example, he is his own person. You play as him, you experience his life, his story. Even though you can feel so much to his standards, up to his degree, for example, you feel like you are him. So that's awesome, you get to choose, you get to pick, and it kind of incentivizes you to keep playing again and again and again, and replay as well the story, the missions, the quests, side quests, whatsoever, right? And see how the different outcomes could be unfolding themselves in front of you, as I mentioned, as a surprise perhaps, wherever. Cyberpunk is a little bit of a different story, right? Number one, you get to choose your own character. Number two, you get to choose your own skills. And obviously there's a lot more than that. But still, when the skills that you do have an opportunity of choosing, you do so. That's the orientation or the variation. You will have an opportunity to go for whatever you need to do, or to develop, or to continue into that specific quest line, right? There could be 10 opportunities, no, obviously not. There could be 5 opportunities, like you said, to approach this quest or finish this quest, right? Because of this skill that you have chosen at the very beginning of the game, you only have maybe 2, right? That's it. That's the thing. It's actually very nice to see, because you can, I presume, right? You finish the game, then you go back and you restart the whole thing, you choose new skills, for example. I'm sure there's going to be more to it. Maybe you can upgrade or whatsoever, or maybe there's something else into it that can be added on top, and that you can have an experience of your own and see how everything else can unfold right in front of you as well. Anyway, I really did not expect to talk about this, this long. It's just one, interview answer that has been going around and seemed very interesting to me personally. Obviously, there's not much to it. But I just want to bring in my ideas and talk a little bit about it. Anyway, well, I think that's that. Thank you so much for watching, and like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Have an awesome day, and yeah, have a good one. You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous.